7th. This is Wisconsin Rapids Human Resource Committee. All members are present either in person or on Zoom, and a list of others in attendance will be on file in the clerk's office. With that, item number 1 is call the meeting to order at 4:54. We'll move on to item number 2, which is an update on the wage study, and I will turn that over to Mr. Hartman.
Thank you, Chairperson Bemke. Just to update everybody on the wage study that is being done at the moment. It's still being worked on. We've had multiple meetings and sharing of information going back and forth. Based on the longevity in between the last wage study and this one that's occurring, obviously it was potentially long overdue. So as we work to try to find the best plan that will work for the entire organization going forward, that's where we're at. And Carlson Detman is very close to being ready to come to present to us in the potentially next month, maybe the following month, if we can get couple questions answered and taken care of. So I guess with that, I'll open up to questions if anybody has them on the wage study itself.
Sure, you have any
I
questions?
have one, Ryan. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
So did we know it was going to take this long, or are we on schedule with this job study? And then my other question is, do we need to go back due to the reorganizational structure of any job descriptions within the Public Works Department? Do you know?
Great questions. Thank you. Ultimately, if you were to ask me if we're on schedule, I would say no. I would say we're probably a little bit behind. With that, I would say what I have said, and I think what we have said all along when we started this, is we want to do it right one time. And that was going to be making sure that everything was done fairly, and we would be asking a lot of questions throughout the process. And I will admit that did stall the process a couple times, because we didn't want to just take gathered information from outside municipalities and say, okay, well, good, thanks for the information, we're going to implement. We wanted to make sure if there were data points that were either above or below market, we wanted to see that and go back and look at those job specializations, job duties, job descriptions, to make sure they were actually in line with the comps that were being used. So yeah, to answer your question, quickly on that, yeah, we are behind, but we do want to do it one time and be as correct as possible. Question number 2, we did inform, yes, Carlson Detman is aware of the change. Anytime people were leaving the organization or positions were being opened up, Carlson Detman was made aware of the changes and any fluctuating responsibilities or duties that maybe were going to be moved between positions, and they were then going to take those into account. I guess, I don't know if anybody wants. Does that help to clarify those 2 questions, Sherry?
Sherry, you're on mute.
Dad, do you know approximately how many different position descriptions had to be redone lately?
How many had to be redone? I'd be throwing out a best guess if I gave you a number, but I would say between 4 to 7.
And does that cost any additional money?
No, it does not.
Okay, that's all I needed. Thank you.
Thank you. Dean, you got anything?
Nope, I'm fine.
I don't think we have to take any action on this. This was just an update, correct? All right. Item number 3, discuss and consider a general wage increase for the non-represented employees of the city. Ryan, you want to tackle this one, or you want me to? So, I guess we're in negotiations right now with 2 of our bargaining units. We're into February already. We have authorization from the council up to a point, and I'm just wondering if we shouldn't start considering getting a wage increase out there for our non-represented employees. And I would be open to suggestions or comments from the committee, so. Or Sue, yep, Sue, if you've got anything you'd like to add. Sherry, do you
I have just a question.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I do not disagree with it at all. My question is, it was in the budget?
Pardon me?
Was this amount in the budget?
I do not believe so, but it's very close, and I believe the council has already authorized us to this number, so.
And will this affect the wage study? I'm assuming if the wage study is putting dollar signs on positions, will this affect that, or this would just be added on top of what their results are?
I think I'll pass it to Ryan.
Another good question. Thank you, Sherry. Yes, it would impact the wage study. However, not in enormous amounts. They would just basically have to recirculate some data is all. And that would move, it shouldn't move the data points or variable points that much. Meaning if, just for a quick example, if a comparable municipality got X percent of an increase and we were to get X percent of that same increase, we would still be above or below market approximately within that same amount of money. And those that would be in line of market would still be in line of market. Now, you will have a couple outliers that maybe fall a little bit more below or a little bit more above market based on that, but it would not be monumental numbers, I do not believe.
And their recalculation, so this is like 2 different recalculations, you can assure that it's not going to cost any more money for them doing more work?
That's correct.
Anything else, Sherry?
If, and Sue, tell me if I can't ask this question, but on the wage study, relating to the wage increase in the wage, was there any calculations or any rules, or I don't know how you'd want to describe it, parameters per se? If someone, let's say, was getting, you know, the pay scale went up to a different grade, was there a minimum met? So, like, if someone moved up the scale, they only got a penny or 2-cent raise. Was there any parameters of that, like, okay, no, they're not going to get any less than 5%, or they'll get moved up to a different bracket?
Excuse me. I think that's more a question for Ryan, but I guess I think that's all kind of to be worked out in terms of what the council wants to do. I think there's going to be a couple different options of how to implement it and what to all implement in terms of the equity and so on. It's not just going to be, okay, well, everyone should make this and take it or leave it. There's going to be probably different options to choose from in terms of funding, you know, how to fund a certain plan. And Ryan, I don't know, maybe you want to, excuse me, comment on that more.
Yeah, Sherry Sue pretty much nailed that. That's exactly right. There's going to be different options for the committee and council to look at and then to recommend. So there's different options and plans out there, and that would be in Carlson Detman's presentation. But to your point of were there parameters set when we initially agreed to work with Carlson Detman, I do not believe there are. There was nothing set as far as percentages, so on and so forth. That would be up for the committee and council to decide based on their information. So just to agree that Sue captured that.
Okay, that's great. I didn't know if that was kind of set in place before I started on council or not. So that's great. Thank you.
Dean?
Well, it does sound like that it's not going to affect the contract or anything if we added this little caveat to the study. Then. Looking at the comparable cities for the non-represented employees.
Correct.
So it makes sense to put that at the same time frame that we're working on the others, it seems to me.
Any
You're
other?
not looking to take any action on this evening.
No, I just want to get the discussion going.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any other comments or questions? Sherry or Sue?
No, I don't have any. Thank you.
No.
Okay. I guess we will take no action on this and then move on to item number 4, which is discuss and consider for confirmation Mayor Blazer's appointment of Derek Budsberg to the position of Wastewater Superintendent, and I will turn it over to Mayor Blazer.
Thank you. You should have all received a memo from me. I guess just to kind of highlight the process a little bit, what we did is we took applications for how long? About a month, and Human Resources went through those applications to see to the minimum requirements have been met. Those individuals then were invited in for an interview, which I guess it consisted of the city attorney, Alderperson Ryan Austin, the city engineer, the public works superintendent, myself, and we brought in the wastewater superintendent from Wausau, and then we had the city attorney who was not able to be present, but he did review both interviews and provided comment, and it was unanimous in agreement that Derek would be the person that we'd like to bring forth to be appointed as the wastewater superintendent. And he is here should you have any questions or anything like that. If you want to come up and introduce yourself, Derek.
All right. Hello, everyone. I just want to say that I'm very grateful for the opportunity, and I look forward to serving the city of Wisconsin Rapids as the new superintendent of the wastewater plant.
Anybody have any questions of Derek? Sherry?
I do not. I just want to say thank you for all that you've been doing lately.
You're welcome.
Dean?
I'll echo that. Thank you, Derek.
Oh, and thank you, Derek, and welcome aboard again.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate it.
With that, is there a motion to accept the mayor's appointment?
So moved.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you, Derek. All right, item number 5. What's that? Yeah, Derek will be on the council's agenda for next Tuesday, so we'll hopefully make it official then. The committee may go, number 5, the committee may vote to go into closed section under section 19.851E Wisconsin Stats, which reads deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public properties, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. A, in closed session, the committee will discuss negotiation and bargaining strategy regarding labor negotiations with IAFF and WRPPA, and may discuss tentative labor agreements with said units. B, the committee may return to open session or may adjourn in closed session. I guess with that, is there a motion?
Move to go into closed session.
The motion? I'll second it. The motion and a second to go in closed session. All in favor, say aye.
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 Ayes have it, and with that, we will go into closed session.